This notorious 68-year-old political operative is now one of the most embattled figures in Washington. Those who've covered Steve Bannon and worked with him are not surprised that he's in the middle of this maelstrom.
This is somebody who lives by confrontation, who believes that sheer force of personality is enough to undo our structures.
Tearing down the structures of government, stirring chaos in the political establishment are at the core of Steve Bannon's beliefs, those who've known him say, traits he brought to the Trump White House when he started working there in 2017. He became so powerful in those days that he even leveraged a seat on the National Security Council and was called by the New York Times editorial board the de facto president. But just 7 months into his White House job, Bannon was booted out of it, some say for committing one of the cardinal sins against Donald Trump.
Bannon's falling out with Trump came because Trump was jealous and resentful of the media coverage that Bannon was getting.
But Bannon is now believed to be back in Trump's good graces, partially by using his podcast and other platforms to amplify false claims that the 2020 election was stolen.
Biden can only win by cheating. He can only win by stealing Trump's victory. We're not going to let it happen.
Or this, the day before the Capitol riot.
All hell is going to break loose tomorrow. Just understand this. All hell is going to break loose tomorrow.
This all fits into Bannon's brand of being bombastic, combative. He uses terms like going medieval and all hell is going to break loose.
There's no evidence that Bannon was involved in planning any aspect of the attack on the Capitol, or that he knew it would happen. Author Joshua Green says Steve Bannon was introduced to Donald Trump at least a couple of years before Trump's 2016 presidential run. Bannon was a perfect fit, Green says, to be the CEO of that campaign.
He didn't come from the Republican establishment. He didn't have to answer for anybody. He didn't have a background in GOP politics. All he wanted to do was come in and burn things down.
All this from a man who was born into a family of Democrats, got a master's at Georgetown University, an MBA from Harvard, and served as a U.S. naval officer. What do you think it was that drove him so far right?
Opportunity and access and power and money and fame.
Contacted by CNN, Bannon didn't comment specifically for our story, but sent a statement, again claiming that Trump won the 2020 election. The analysts we spoke to say a Bannon-Trump partnership could actually be rekindled in the future in the likely event that Trump runs for president in 2024. If Trump wins, they say, a Bannon role in the White House is not out of the question, or Bannon could assume a more informal role, acting as Trump's proxy in attacking the media and stirring up his base. Wolf, just watch for what Steve Bannon does from here.